What's going on, guys? My name's Tony and welcome to COLEKTIV. So today I'm going to be bleeding the brakes on the Honda CB300R. The reason why I'm doing this is because in the manual it says to change your brake fluid every 2 years. So it's been 2 years, so I thought I might actually do it. So I've got this Penrite .4 that I'm going to be using. It's pretty cheap, it's only like $10 for the bottle, and it'll be plenty to do at least 2 or 3 brake fluid changes on this bike. So all you're going to need is some clear tube that will fit over your brake bleeder valves, and you're going to need an 8mm spanner and a bottle or a container to empty the old fluid into. And that's all you're going to need. It's a pretty simple process. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I have a water bottle here, just an empty one. What I'm going to do is cut a hole in the top here, just a little cross. So when I put the tube in, it holds it in place so it doesn't fall out. So just with a Stanley knife, there's a slit there and a slit there. So just got to go across and insert that in like that. And that's going to hold there for me while I bleed the brakes. Okay, now first thing to do is remove the dust cap from the bleeder. Then insert the tube. This one's a little bit small, but it'll go on. So tube is in, and then under your top cover, so get a Phillips head screwdriver, under your top cover, top up your fluid if it needs it. Now what you'll want to do is pump the brake lever a few times, and then when you're ready to bleed, you hold it in, and while you're holding it in, you get your spanner, and you just put it on the bleeder valve, crack it open a quarter turn, and you'll see a bunch of fluid come out. And then you want to do it up, and then pump your lever a few more times, hold it down, crack it open, and just continue doing that until you see all the new fluids start coming out. So I'm going to get started on that, and I'll show you how it's done a couple of times, and then we'll move on to the back one. Now, as you can see, there's a plastic piece and a rubber piece there. I'm going to just keep all that stuff together and leave that there. Now make sure not to get any brake fluid on your paint. That's very important. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put a rag around the reservoir to make sure I don't spill any on the paint. As you can see, the fluid's a little bit old and dirty, so good idea to change it when it gets to that color. It should be a nice yellowy amber color and completely clear. So I'm going to run this at a wide shot for now so I can just show you guys what I'm actually doing. Okay, so pump the brake lever a few times, hold it down, and then crack that open a quarter of a turn, do it up, then pump up the brake again a few times, hold it down, and just continue doing that. Now as you're doing this, make sure to keep an eye on the fluid level and just top up the fluid as you need to. Now I'm not on completely even ground, so it's probably not the best thing. Now I will say that it doesn't matter if it's an ABS or a non-ABS bike, this method works perfectly fine. Holding it down, crack it open, do it up, pump it up. Now the fluid actually looks pretty decent coming out of the line. So yeah, you just continue this process until it's completely clear. Well, not completely clear, but the right color. Now this process is going to take a while. I'm probably going to go past a little bit more than I need to, just to make sure. Oh yeah, that's getting tight. Okay, I think I'm about done. Might just go through a couple more spurts, just to make sure. Yeah, I think that's about it. Gonna top up the cylinder again. So that's what your new color should look like. Nice and clean, nice yellow color to it. So give the caliper a wipe down. Make sure it's all tight, pop the dust cap back on, and that one's done. Okay, I'm not sure if this is in focus. Now that I've finished doing that, I'm gonna pop the cap back on that and get started on the rear. Okay, so the rear is basically the same. There's your reservoir there, but what you wanna do instead of using the brake lever is use the foot pedal here. So you wanna press on that a few times to release the fluid from here. So this one might be a little bit more of a stretch, but we'll manage. Okay, so I'm just gonna undo this. Because it's plastic, I'm gonna hold it while I undo it. Just so when I put some tension on it, it's not gonna break. Remove the cap, remove the seals. Okay, now once again I'm going to put a rag underneath the reservoir so hopefully I don't spill any this time. Dust cap off, hose on, pumping the brake pedal a few times, holding it down, releasing the valve. That had a few air bubbles in it. Pump it a few times, release. Okay, you might be able to see some of the air bubbles coming out of this. Right, those air bubbles there shouldn't be there. So that's why we're doing this. Top up with fluid. And as you can see now, no more air bubbles. So that's a good sign. But since we're replacing the brake fluid, I want to keep going. Keeping an eye on the fluid level. Okay, so I'm going to top it up again. So I think that'll do. I think I've got pretty much all of it done. Okay, so the reservoir looks much cleaner. Now I've just got to remove the tube, let all the fluid drain into the bottle. Before you put your seal in, make sure it's all nice and clean, there's no dirt in it because you don't want dirt in your brake lines. So we're going to pop the cap back in. Make sure they're up nice and tight. Okay, so that's how you replace brake fluid on a motorcycle. I hope this helped you guys out. A quick tip, after doing the brake fluid change, give your motorcycle a good wash. That way you can wash away any brake fluid that might have gotten onto your paintwork or anywhere else. So I'm going to do that now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give the video a like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.